Well, hello YouTube, Louie here, and welcome to the weekend. I'm glad we made it, and woo-hoo, what a week it has been. Okay, I just got to get into the story. Hopefully I'll add something new to what you already know. But silver is experiencing dramatic demand. As you can see from the JM Bullion chart here, we popped up from 25 up to over 27, fell back a little bit to around 27. JM Bullion has it at 27.11. Also take note of the warnings. Attention customers, due to increased order volume, we are experiencing delays of 3 to 5 days. That is not the only thing. As you know, there is a short squeeze going on. Let's look at that. All right, I am just popping on to one of my videos from 2 weeks ago. Okay, mind you, this is 2 weeks ago. And you can go check that video where the title is Silver Short Squeeze, Just Like GameStop. All right, I don't know if these guys got this idea from me, probably not, but here is where I went through GameStop at the time. It had squeezed up to $35. I didn't know anything about the Reddit community. Of course, as you know, it pushed all the way up to like 500 after the Reddit crew got done with it. I sold my last remaining shares at 350, but yes, I was in that stock at between 20 and 30, trading around it. But as I do, I sell little pieces as it goes up. So I don't know. It was about $1,000 profit for me, and I didn't even know what was going on over on Reddit. So perhaps this video was prescient that this could happen. But the point of the video and the point of what is going on is that GameStop had somewhere, people say between 80 to 130% short interest. And that set the stage for it to be short squeezed dramatically. So I'm not sure how a stock gets over 100% short interest, but if you translate that into silver, all right, if you translate that into silver, which I think everyone would agree, the short interest, primarily naked, is in the area, let's be conservative, of 100 to 1 to 1,000 to 1, but let's say at least 100 to 1. You can imagine what that squeeze would do with something like silver, and that is exactly what's happening. All right, I'm over on E-Trade, and I'm looking at the chart of SLV, the paper, equivalent of silver, although SLV we think is heavily leveraged and partially short themselves, run by JP Morgan or custodian JP Morgan. You know about them. But what I want to impress upon you, and I've been commenting in some of your videos, is the volume. Okay, now what we have here is a 1-year chart of the SLV. Don't be confused by the price because it trades a couple dollars less than silver, but generally a share represents about an ounce, and they swear that they tuck those ounces away in a vault when the purchases exceed the sales. But look at the year chart here, and let's focus in on the volume. Okay, remember that smackdown? Was it a month ago? Let's see if I can get this a little bigger. Here we go. Remember that smackdown? It was huge, from 26 all the way down to 2250. Check out the volume on SLV that day. 100 million. Okay, I made a video and I said that is equivalent to the silver mining production for a year. All right, so that's what it took to knock it down just dramatically, like $4. Look at the volume that's going on right now in the last 2 days. This movement is just kind of started on Thursday, and we'll take a look at Reddit here in a minute. But the volume on Thursday, 150 million shares traded. All right, it dropped off a little bit on Friday, 110 million shares traded in the face of a stock market correction. Okay, when there's a stock market correction, the dollar usually goes up, and that is usually bad for silver and a good excuse for the people that control such things to issue naked shorts and push it down. Well, in spite of that dynamic, they pushed another 110 million shares of volume on the SLV. Okay, now I'm going to go back out a little bit. Maybe I'll get down to a 5-day chart. Okay, check out the on-balance value. On-balance volume. This tells you the excess of shares purchased over shares sold. And just look at the vast majority of that volume was to the upside. There was a little bit of selling at the end of the day. I'm not sure, who was that was taking profits, but in post-market, it was up another 25 cents to regain those losses. I think those were people buying back in to paper silver after there had been a little bit of a smackdown at the end of the day. But look at that volume. It's all up. It is 260 million ounces traded in the last 2 days. And that is going to be hard to fight, okay, unless somebody wants to lose a lot of money. And when I read this story, I don't know, Wednesday night, was it Wednesday night or Thursday morning? I forget when it was. I bought a few hundred ounces of SLV. But the people that are making the big money in GameStop and AMC and perhaps SLV going forward are the ones buying the options. Okay, and I'm not recommending you do that. None of this is financial advice, but as you guys know, I always tell it straight, exactly what I think. I think you're all big boys and girls, and you do what you want. I want to give you unfiltered information and just let you act accordingly. I'm not your daddy. I am just somebody telling you what I think and what I am doing. And the real story. There are so many stories here, but if you checked out the miners, the silver miners, and this started with First Majestic. So when this movement began, let's get over to AG. I think someone rightfully pointed out that First Majestic is a heavily shorted stock as well. Silver and gold miners are heavily shorted, it's easier to push a stock like that up, and they certainly did. I own First Majestic, just a small position along with a basket of miners, but they pushed it up from 14 all the way up to 1950. Now it's at about 18, but look at the volume continuing to rise. Look at the difference between the pre-move and the post-move volume. People are in this, and people are making fortunes on the options. It could all crash back down. Your broker could institute a buying freeze, as they did on GameStop, which plummeted the stock by like 70%. And, our leaders in Washington are watching on how they can continue to make the playing field uneven between the big hedge funds and the retail investor. Yes, they're coming for us because they think that we and the Reddit community and the silver stackers and all of us tinfoil hat guys are the bad ones, and back the banks, back the big monies, back the hedge funds, and take advantage of the small guy. That could happen. For that, and I could show you a number of other silver miners that are up, maybe not as much as that, but they've been pushing 10% a day here for a few days. I lost my train of thought. I think that, if you're going to get in on silver, and physical is better than paper, they can't take it away from you. They can't stop you from selling it if you want to down at the LCS. This is the moment where bullion shines, where you want to be fungible, where you want to have your big, crate of bullion, whether it is, Silver Eagles or generic. sitting by the front doorstep, ready for the move because it is now. All right, that's my opinion. I think people been bagging on silver for a while now as people drop out of the community thinking that silver is, kind of a bum deal. But the time is now for fundamental reasons, for industrial reasons, and now as the younger generation get a look at what's going on here and realize that there's an opportunity that awaits. Now, the motto over on Reddit is silver to 1,000. Okay, well, if there is 1,000 to 1 leverage or naked shorts on that, I suppose anything could happen, but no one is ever going to let that happen, right? They will, they'll restrict trading, they'll pause SLV, etc. So don't think that that's going to happen, okay, guys? But silver back into the 30s, between the 30s and the 50s. And possibly beyond. Yeah, look at the volume. All right, what can JP Morgan do? Well, I guess they can start selling everything in their giant warehouse, but then how would they continue to get rich off the naked short selling? They don't want to sell their silver. They want to keep the physical, smack down the paper price, and buy more from you as our community gives up. So I think now would be the time to get in if you're thinking about it. If your stack is well topped off, no big deal, no rush. But if you're thinking about this right now with silver at 27, nothing wrong with jumping into the paper and definitely the physical market. I think silver is going to detach from gold. I know that the common wisdom is that silver cannot move unless gold moves. Well, I think you need to drop that baggage from the past. Look at copper. Okay, silver is primarily an industrial metal, and I know it has financial characteristics, and it has been money, for thousands of years. But silver can detach from gold. Gold can inch up 1-2%. Silver can go 5% a day until you wish you had bought it. So it's still not expensive. You can still find product on the market, although you're going to wait longer. So channels like Junius Maltby and Silver Shield and all the other big channels have been waiting for the world to wake up to this, and the world is waking up, and the younger generation is waking up, and they see an opportunity to throw off the shackles of the big banks. That's what I think is going to happen. I've had a smile on my face all day Thursday and Friday as I watched them do it, and it still is not big yet, but you wait. This can absolutely catch fire with this kind of volume. Now there's 4,000 or 5,000 posts over on Wall Street Bets. There might be 10,000 posts there by now. And some people are saying I bought 17 ounces, I got a couple of ounces, I got a tube, I got a Munster box, I got 2 Munster boxes, I bought SLV, I bought First Majestic. Friends of mine that like the silver miners are poised to watch those things skyrocket. So every dollar that SLV goes up or the spot price goes up, the miners can participate in a really dramatic way. If you wanted to, you could buy call options on the miners. Again, you could lose everything. Any kind of option, you can lose everything, basically, unless it's so far out of the money, it doesn't matter. So be careful with that. But, and the other point I wanted to make is this 260 million shares traded on SLV. Well, I'm on First Majestic right now. But PSLV, the Sprott Trust, which people believe they do put away the physical. Okay, watch this volume here. All right, so this is $9, so a share of this is about a third of an ounce, so keep that in mind. But look at the volume spike on PSLV. Okay, they're going after that as well. Here you go. It trades whatever, a couple of million ounces. Now they've done about 22 22 million shares. So a third of that would be about 8 million. So, add little PSLV's 8 million to SLV's 260 million. But remember, SLV plays card games and hide the salami. They have reciprocal agreements that their silver can be loaned and borrowed, and so I wouldn't be surprised, and I don't have any proof of this, but I wouldn't be surprised if Sprott's little 8 million increase in silver has just as much effect on the physical demand as SLV's 260,000 ounce increase. I don't know. I'm just speculating, as I always do. Here we are for a month. We're back up at the highs over the last month. It is truly exciting, and I don't think you want to miss this. Still time. There is still time to go get your gold, your generic gold, and go trade it for silver. Okay, there's still time to do that. If you're not 50-50 gold and silver, as I shoot for, it's a great time to get back to 50-50 gold and silver and be ready to move. If silver makes a move over 30, you know it's going to catch fire. The other thing that catches fire when spot price is up is physical demand. Yes, people buy when price is up, and they sell when price is down, or they trade for gold or whatever. They get disenfranchised. But remember, guys, we've been waiting a decade for a move, and now we have we have some big movement on our side, and good old American revolt. Right, so if you haven't checked out the chart of GameStop or AMC, I'm in a stock right now called Dillard's. Just the short squeeze is on, and the people that regulate this stuff are trying to figure out how to stop it. But when the price of something is an illusion, where it has been smacked down through manipulation, the people that want to own it and buy it and hold it, they have the power if there's enough of them. Stimulus checks went out. People have money in their Robinhood accounts, which a lot of people are firing Robinhood for restricting their trades. Word is they got a call from the White House. This is Robinhood, and say, hey, stop this stuff, man. You can't have all these little guys getting rich and putting all the big banks out of business. Anyway, I find, and I think it's worth noting. Here's some pretty silver to look at while I keep talking. This is a good fight and a righteous fight, but remember, our government is not on our side. Our government is manipulating the truth, is engaged in a massive transfer of wealth, your wealth, to the entire world, and to whatever political agenda they find expedient. So we do have a powerful opponent here, and I'm a patriot as well, but I know when I'm being robbed, right? So remember that they are powerful, and they can do stuff that you can't imagine. So keep your wits about you as you do this. Let me see if I can get a picture of that bar. Keep your wits about you as you do this. I'm going to give you some advice. If you are going to get involved in the paper markets, all right, in physical bullion, you really can't get hurt unless you pay too high a premium. Get your Eagles before they're $40. I'm going to have a little party here when they hit 40, as I've predicted not too long ago. But keep watching those Eagles. They're going to get harder and harder to get. And 10-ounce bars also are going to evaporate first. So just keep that in mind. But I'm getting off track. If you are going to play the paper game And I'm in. I got 300 shares of SLV as we speak, and a nice basket of silver miners that I hodled. And they're going up and down like crazy in large variance. You just you can't really swing trade them that well. So I'm just hodling those. But if you're gonna play the paper markets, be sure that you don't use leverage. Because the very first thing that they are going to do, this is the markets in collaboration with the brokers, the banks, and our regulators like Elizabeth Warren and other people like that who claim to be on our side, they're going to regulate margin. So get ready for it. Don't buy a bunch of in-the-money calls on margin. If anything turns down, they're going to take that opportunity to absolutely destroy you and take everything you have. How do you think they brought the Hunt brothers down? Well, yeah, they launched investigations and allegations and had findings of guilt. They brought them down by decreasing the leverage requirements. All right, so if you're in this dangerous game of trading stocks and options, don't do it on leverage. They will take it all, and that will happen. The other thing that could happen on something like the SLV is they could restrict purchasing, like they did with GameStop and some of the other. How'd that get in there? Is that gold? You want to get your position set. Get your position set. They'll let you sell it, right? That's how GameStop went down so fast. But you can't buy any. Can the hedge funds buy more? Oh yeah. It's just, the little guy that won't be able to buy SLV or PSLV. If you're going to play the paper markets, get in early. Don't do it on leverage. And, don't forget to take profits if we have massive spikes. This is going to be fun. I think the only thing that can derail it here is if the dollar finds strength. I'm not sure why they're crashing the markets right now. There seems to be a moratorium on buying from the big hedge funds, kind of marking down the stock market. And silver can go down when the stock market goes down because people run to the dollar and they run to bonds, and that pushes rates down and the dollar up, and that is the perfect storm for silver and gold. So, if we get another 1,000-point correction, that'll be a big headwind for this movement. But if we can get the dollar dropping again and the stock market going back up, then, I think that'll be wind at our backs. And those Reddit guys, wow, it's just so cool. Let's see. I think I'm going to leave it there. I was going to go over to Reddit and read some of the posts, but if you can, get over to Reddit, read the posts, do what you want. I'm not going to be posting anything on Reddit. I don't want to have that bullseye on my back, but I'm just tickled pink and happy for all of us. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I will see you next week. Louis out.